And the race is underway, precisely on time, precisely to the Greenwich mean signal from London. Our crew includes Mike Bassett, well-known City of Hull club runner and treasurer, and Colin Martin, who's a veteran, I think, of every Humber Bridge Marathon video. Video that is not running. And you can see Jim Dingwall is in the lead group already, as is Eric Seedhouse. And they're going at a nice steady pace. Interestingly, there's a north-northeast wind today, which is more helpful than unhelpful. And it's quite cool, only about 50 degrees with overcast skies. So the £500 record bonus could be on. We're heading towards the Darley's roundabout, and the main competitors are already to the fore at a steady but not remarkable pace. Mike Hurd, you can see there, his familiar pedestrian style. Ian Corin is there, just tucked behind is Jim Dingwall and Carl Nightingale. So there are no real surprises yet. Right in front, number one, is Mickey Dean of Belfast. But there's no advantage of being in front or behind, there being a slight cross to following wind at the moment.
Let me just keep going, Cole.
Yeah.
We've got a better car than it.
You're on, Pete. Okay. And so, as they come through Humber Bridge, at Darley's roundabout, should I say, at 5:28, there's a distinct front group containing 3 or 4 of the favourites, with a slight gap appearing to the second group, which has possibly wiser and older heads, definitely the latter, in it, with Carl Nightingale, who's now been running marathons for 10 or 11 years, and Jim Dingwall. I think first marathon was in 1972, I believe. So there's a lot of experience in the following group. And the wheelchair competitors must never be forgotten. This man is John Terence O'Brien from Great Thornton Street, Hull, 52 years of age. And he's being pushed by 2 helpers, 62, which is Graham Harper of Hull, and 64, who's David Thompson of Catterick.
Not pulling here then. That's what we wanted, isn't it?
Yeah. And we're on, and we've got a superb shot here, thanks to Mike Baggett's intrepid driving. And we have now, and Mike Hurd. One thing you can say about Mike Hurd is that he always goes for it. He is not intimidated. He's now 43 years of age, president of Bridlington Roadrunners, has been running since the mid-60s when he started out as a half-miler, and has represented the RAF at cross-country, track and road running for over 20 years. He's now a full-time professional runner, if there is such a thing in these days. He's been very, very successful in America. That second group now, there's one runner on his own, Dave Wilson of Wallasey, with a best time of 2 hours 20:59, so he's no slouch. And he belongs to Red County's AC. Coming to the bridge roundabout, and you can see there's a clear lead of about 50 metres. 50 metres which Mike Hurd and Ian Corin have on the next group. Ian Corin's been second in the Humber Marathon. He's 35 years of age. He's from Birkenhead, and he has a best time of 2 hours 19, whereas Mike Hurd lives in Carterton, Bryce Norton, which was his last RAF station. Carterton is the village adjacent to that, and his best time is 2 hours 17:54. Corin and Mike Hurd there. Ian Corin is in the lead now. Both runners are comfortable. They will be comfortable. This is slightly outside 5-minute miling. The next runner is Dave Wilson, and in the group there you can see Eric Seedhouse, Jim Dingwall's at the back, and Gareth Spring from Oakley, Luton United, 2:22:08 was in there as well. Now in the next group we've got Dave Mainbridge with a 2 hours 19 time from Telford, and John Barker. And number 14 there is Terry Bean of Leeds with a best time of 2:22:50, age 30, from Valley Striders. So these are all good. This looks like Sean Callaghan. I recognise him. Couldn't look for his number now. Best time of 2 hours 22, West Yorkshire policeman. 23 and 26 are Keith Clauderay from Leeds, best time 2:25, and 26 is Stephen Thurkle, best time of 2:27. Lots of runners going through now. Number 33 is Philip Jones of Telford with the best time of 2:32:48. Lots of facts here provided by Leisure Services on about 50 sheets of paper, so it takes some time to look through. Number 31 there is Peter Bates of Bolton with best time of 2:31. Number 10 goes through there, Steve Almond of South Kent Harriers, 2:22 best time. These times are given by the athletes themselves, so there may be one or two rogues there. Shaking his fist there was John Haynes of Grimsby. He's going for Cleethorpes record time today, I hear. Shane Page there, number 106. A well-known local runner. For when this video goes for far fields, he's usually well known for being in front at the start, but today he's taking it quite sensibly. Lots of runners here, lots of very good club runners in this 828 strength field. This is quite a lot different to the first year. There's a lot more strength in depth, with a very, very good prize list. You can be sure that I could see the First Lady coming through now. The First Lady, number 110, who was June Cooper of Harrogate with the best time of 2:47. And 103, I'm pretty certain, is Leslie Watson. Yes, it is. Leslie Watson, who's a physiotherapist down in London, very well known on the international scene. Has done just about every major international marathon. Usually runs around 2:40:45, so between her and June it could be quite a close battle. And you can be sure she'll be well prepared for the event. The race from here proceeds not on a carriageway, but as it has for several years now, on the footpath. Another lady there, number 497. 497 is Kate Fitzgibbon from London with the best time of 2:46. So there's three very reasonable runners there on the ladies' side going for a very good first prize. which we'll find the value of shortly. And now we're down to the, well, we're still in the 3 hour men. Most of these will be looking for 3 hours. The first lady's prize was £500, so there's 3 good competitors in for that. Kate Fitzgibbon, June Cooper and Leslie Watson. All capable of around 2:45. And now we're just going beyond the 3 hour men. Unless they're being extremely conservative now, a lot of these runners may not make the magic 3 hour. However, number 200 probably has got a best time of under 3 hours, just to prove me wrong. Number 200, Brian Hunter. No, 3 hours 16. So I think he'll be outside that again today. But these runners now, because it's the marathon, they won't have been able to get away with much less than 50 miles a week for the last 6 or 7 weeks. Another lady runner there, number 408. 408 is Julie Grice of Cottingham, 4 hours 15. .656 there from East Hull Harriers. It'll be history the time I find it. Is Joanne Maycock. And you can see the steady stream is now beginning to unwind itself. There's the first runner without a vest. Congratulations. I know it's pretty hot today, but thought he might have managed another mile or so before getting rid of the vest. And we're now down to the finishers, the runners who are looking to finish today in around 4 hours or so.
Going up in a minute, mate.
Number 650 there, the man I know well. Ian Matheson is also a very good actor. No doubt we'll have the proof of that later on in the latter stages of the event.
Moving up, Mike.
Jack Senior there, 615. Jack is a real veteran. He's been a veteran for so many years now. Jack Senior. Jack is now 68, so he'll be one of the oldest competitors, and he's by no means the slowest, as you can see from the camera shots. This is the equivalent of the video double shuffle as we go back through the field. And so here we are amongst the 3 hour men, and there's a shot of what originally cost 91 million and now is costing about 350 million with interest charges, the Humber Bridge. We're on, and we're just coming off the south approach of the Humber Bridge. We're getting up to the higher echelons of this event, and you see that the runners now negotiate from the footpath back to the main road. Pleasant running this. It's been a nice downhill slope for the last half a mile or so, and the runners will be feeling easy. That is easy until they start the gentle climb. which becomes quite steep up into Barton and the 5 mile mark. So we missed the lead runners at the 5 mile mark, but I can tell you it's pretty quick. I estimate the lead runners went through in under 26 minutes, and the second group weren't far off that. This is quick running. They probably had the best advantage of the wind here, but even so, this is a tough opening 5 miles. So I think this is going to have some casualties later on, this fast opening pace. Group then is Eric Seedhouse, best time of 2 hours 25, and also now an ultra distance man. So the marathon distance will hold no fears for him. In the middle of that group is the governor, erstwhile known as Dr. James Dingwall, the only formal winner in today's event, and he'll be aware that this pace is very nifty. In fact, quicker than any of the times I believe he's run. Heading down into Barton now, well past the 5 mile mark, and we're still well under 30 minutes. This is another gentle piece of running, and what wind there is, there's shield from the houses and the trees. Lead 2 runners, and they are absolutely stomping on. I fear they will become casualties, one or both, because this pace is just a bit too hard. Obviously they've got the main prize in their sights. Mike Hurt, of course, has got the chance of 3 prizes. The chance of the record, the winner and the vet. But I think he only is able to take the larger of the 2. You can, just out of shot now, just on shot, you can see how far the following group are behind. It's about 130-40 metres now. As we come through this sleepy town of Barton.
Yeah, I think so.
First competitor is in a wheelchair and he's stomping on very, very well. Number 50, Barry Cooper from Bromsgrove. The best time of 2 hours 40 minutes and 5 seconds. Well on course for that today. Just depends what effect this wind's going to have. And just coming into shot are the 2 leaders. And I must admit, I've seen this time and again in races. There's a little bit too much bravery going on here. And the wise heads are in the following group, from which I believe the winner may well come. Being Corin, certainly not scenting victory, but he's pushing on. And Mike Hurd is grimacing slightly. The next group, the camera foreshortens the distance. It must now be 100-150 metres. Nothing in marathon terms, but still a handicap. And the group now is about 10 strong. Includes Mickey Dean there in the green shorts of Ireland from Belfast, tracked by Scotland's James Dingwall and City of Hull's James Dingwall. Number 7 there is Dave Wilson of Wallasey, detached in the front, now he's detached behind the group. An ever-present John Barker from Grimsby Harriers, number 24, best time in the Berlin Marathon some years ago, 2 hours 22. He's an accountant, and he'll be accounting for the males. And 129 is isolated. So the chap who just went through, in fact, number 129, had the best time of 2:54, so he's well in front. Number 14 there, Valley Striders, Terry Bean, 2:22.50. Be lucky to do that today. Number 15 is Martin Murdock of Belfast. Belfast might be looking for a good team result here. Matthew Shields there, 2:25 from Olympic, also from Northern Ireland, Olympic AC. Sean Callaghan, of course, was there as well. He's done this race many times. Philip Hall there, of Grantham. Philip's got a best time of 2:22.58. 23 there, looks like Martin Hobson. Beg your pardon? Keith Clauderay. David Kelly now from Bavaro in Furness. David Kelly's a 2:29.22 man. And the wind, I believe now, is less than helpful. It's cross and slightly facing. So Ian Corin will now be taking the brunt of the wind, and I believe that Mike Hurd is not too happy either. 31 there, Peter Bates of Bolton, 2:31.30.
Sounds like a tractor referee, doesn't it?
498 there, Steve Green, 2:48 man. Number 10 comes through. Steve Almond, South Kent Harriers, a 2:22 man. He's going to go some today to beat that. Peter Russell there, Romney Marsh, South Kent Harriers again. So they're sitting reasonably handy there. These, I suggest, we're in the 2:40 stage now. 5:39 just goes through. 5:39 is Brian Raymond. It's not got a marathon before. This may be his first marathon. 23 years of age. What a time to start. .41 there is Richard Gray of Derby. 28 to 2:37 man. With John Haynes looking for Cleethorpes AC record time. Now the group includes another Valley Striders. I think that is Martin Hobson this time. Got it right this time. Now a lot of well-known local runners. Trevor Shields in the middle there. Shane Page, of course. Well-known local runners. And Steve Sharma now, also from East Hull. 250 men roughly, but they'll all be shooting for better times today. They'll believe they can do it. Only the clock will be the arbiter. Roy Bowling there. South Kent Harriers, so they've sent quite a contingent down. They are very good prizes for the team. 4 to count, of course. 500 for second team, 250 for third. It's worth running for. .154 just goes through. .53 Grimsby Harriers. 53 is Nigel Mower. 2:53.32 man. That is about right, I would suggest, for his pace. Local runner there just goes through. 130 Jack Hill of Withensea. Jet's got a best time of 2:54.34. Now in the all red of East Hull Harriers is East Hull's Bernie Child, number 157. Now Bernie has got a best time of 3:04. 3:04:10. And in the next group is the First Lady coming through. Looks like Leslie Watson. Leslie Watson seems to have taken the lead in the race for the first prize of £500 in training grants.
Yeah.
I'll try to pick up the front again, sir.
Yeah. And so we will now make haste to the front of the race to see how the wind is taking its toll on the front men. So as we get to the front runners at almost the 10-mile mark, and their lead has extended to nearly 200 metres, Micah doesn't look quite so distressed. The 10-mile mark is just a little bit further, and so the runners are now 10-mile mark there. You could just see in sharp the runners are coming up to it, and I suggest they're going to be just inside 53 minutes, so they've slowed a little in this cool, tricky crosswind, and maybe even quite cool, slightly too cool for good running possibly. You can see the clouds scuttling across the sky. The first wheelchair just goes through there, looking to beat the 2:40 best he has. And you can see the time now as we're hitting the 10-mile mark in 52:49. And we'll just see what sort of gap there is to this following group. Following group is now showing signs of disintegration. But Mickey Dean's still there. Has done nothing yet except follow the pace. And they go through in 53:13. Eric Seedhouse just dropped off that group now. It's still quite a steady pace. A skater. Interesting, this is a bit of a skater's waltz. But skating has been in this right from the beginning, and must be one of the few marathons where skaters participate. As you can see, it's a nice flowing action he has as he wings his way forward to Grimsby. Can't be many opportunities for the skaters to skate along the highways of Britain, but you can see he's going pretty well. Number 670. 670 is Nicholas Barley. Okay then, this is yours truly then. We've enjoyed the race so far. This is our man at the moment, who's been tremendous in he's managed to get in front of the rival video crews by various means and just indiscretion. I'm well pleased.
You want the 5-0, please, or
yes,
later?
Please. So here we are at the halfway mark, halfway from Hull to Grimsby, via the delights of Barton and Barrow and Thornton, and we're on our way to Alseby at the moment. And you can see the police motorcyclist and the clock car. We're now showing 68 minutes 20, so they're well on target for the course record at the moment, but there is a long way to go, and already I am suggesting to you that no course record is possible today. And it's about who's going to win, and there looks like there's been a break. It looks like it's Mike Hurd has taken the lead. This is a brave move by Mike, who earlier on looked to be grimacing slightly, but he's took this race by the scruff of its neck, and he's now operating at 2 18 and a bit pace, but there's a long way to go. He's got a tidy lead here. As he goes through the halfway mark, and 69.18, bringing him home in 2:18.36 at even pace. Ian Corin now is now 10 or 11 seconds behind. Mike. And you can see this has made quite an effect. And that main group goes through now in 2:9.48. So you can see there's quite a difference. Just 2:20 pace now. A group that includes the favourite and the previous winner. Yeah. As you can see, Eric Seedhouse is now coming into shot. 70 minutes and 24 seconds. And Eric will be hoping to run around the 2:25 mark. You notice I'm given times longer than their halfway time to finish in. So, I'm going to stick to what I said. I'm sticking my neck out and saying that neither Mike Hurd will win, nor Ian Corin. That the winner will come from the following pack. Although Mike has got a handy lead at the moment, this by no way a race-winning one. John Barker comes through now. He'll be disappointed. In 71.18, he'll be disappointed, not with the time, but to be so far off the pace. It's now quite a raw north wind on this rather grey and featureless day. This is the parts of the course that a lot of the first-time marathon runners don't appreciate a lot. They're used to seeing the London Marathon with hundreds of thousands of people lining the route, and they run the Humber Marathon, and much of it is like this, without the only real accompaniment is the biting wind. Sean Callaghan there in this group. Several good runners there. Striders will be looking for a good team result. Olympic AC from Northern Ireland will be looking to get in the frame for the team prize. 4 to count, remember. Very good prizes.
Big saying it's controlling things.
And there's 2 more runners come through. That's Olympic AC's 3rd runner there. They're looking good. With a cut down number, 79. Could be disqualified for that. Martin Hobson in the middle of this next group. I believe he's been in the first 7 or 8 in the Humber Marathon in the recent couple of years or so. Number 28 comes through. David Kelly of Barrow AC. These lads are having a chat here. Okay. Obviously enjoying themselves. Takes your mind off the fact that there's still 13 miles to go. Halfway point is another 8 or 9 miles as well. Halfway point being about 22 miles in a marathon. And I have a relief commentator here who's just going to take over for a minute.
That's what you're filming on. Wheel top. It's off, is it? No. Did you enjoy that piece?
The commentator for that exciting session was Mike Baggett.
He's jumping on the run in that area.
You know what to say. If you can't think of anything to say, don't say it.
And Johnny Haynes now. Johnny Haynes of Cleethorpes AC. Come on, John. You've got that club record to get. A large friendly group here. A lot of local runners and local interest in here. Mike, I believe you can see some of your...
Yeah, there's Shane coming up here. Shane had a cracking London Marathon this year, 2:45.
Yes.
His best ever. He was hoping to improve upon that today, but with these conditions, you never know. Just behind there is Alan Tomlinson. He had yet a better London Marathon, 2:40. Come on, Alan. Brilliant run. Trevor Shields there showing pain on his face.
Yeah.
The group there, Pete, formed a lot of the local club runners in the local events.
Interestingly also, Mike, they went through in 1:18 at the half mark, so they are on course.
That's good. That's good. It's a good
Yeah.
time, isn't it?
I mean, I think Shane's best half is only about 75, isn't it? Is that
75, I think, yeah. And,
Rod
there's
Train, yeah?
Rod Train, East Tall Vet. Another cracking runner, 2:40 man.
Yeah. 2:36, I believe, once.
Go on, Rod. I think that's Rod's second marathon this year. He did the Selby earlier on.
Yeah. So they're hitting good times. I mean, they're well under 120 still. So, but they're not all going to beat 2 to 40, are they?
No.
No, all these runners we see now.
But I think the runners there, Pete, would be happy with that for half marathons alone.
Yeah.
Getting under the 80 minutes.
Yeah.
Sub 6 minute mile in thereabouts.
Yeah. So Shane's still on pace then, isn't he?
Shane is, yeah.
So what's the critical point for Shane now then? The next 2 miles or?
No, I think if Shane's got this far in that time, I think he's shown a bit of sense in his later years in his running career. His main problem, as you mentioned earlier, is him setting up so quickly that he blows up. That's not the noise of the runners, by the way, that's an aeroplane.
Damn low, isn't it? Coming into Humberside Airport, no doubt. Now you see the runners now just outside 120 now.
It really is a funny sport, running, because some of the runners seem to be going sort of a pedestrian pace, and yet the time clearly shows that that's not the case.
It looks easy, doesn't it?
It looks, yeah.
Yeah, you'd be very happy with this, wouldn't you?
I'd be happy getting this to the halfway stage in this time, yeah.
He looks quicker, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, it's very interesting, the race up front, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you go along with what I say, that there may be a dramatic change?
Yeah, I think the pack was closing in on the first and second runners, and it could be an exciting finish. And once again, as you mentioned earlier, the true halfway stage in a marathon is at 20 miles, 22 miles.
Yeah.
That's when the pain begins to tell, and I think that it may be interesting to see what's going on at that stage.
Yeah. What do you think of Mike Hurd's? That's a very brave thing to do at this stage, I thought.
Well, there's a lot of money involved this year, and he's obviously going for it. I mean, you've got to admire the man. It takes courage to get out there at the front, and running on your own like that can be quite soul-destroying at times.
And let's not forget, Mike is 43. In fact, he's 44 very, very soon. I mean, this is phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's incredible running. I mean, you mentioned the man himself, Jim Dingwall, earlier. I mean, he's a veteran this year, but Mike, excellent running. Excellent.
And so, thank you very much, Mike. I think you've got to jump back in the car now, because we've got to find out what's happening at the front of the race.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you can see we're just filming again from the halfway mark. We're now on 1 hour 25, so these runners have got it all on to break the magic 3 hour. And now we're heading towards one of the famous landmarks of the Humber Marathon, the Brocklesby Ox. And you can see there's lots of noise going from the Brocklesby Ox today, as there is usually. Just in shot from Withensea, one of Shane's friends, 254 man. He'll be hoping for a better time today. You can see there's a windy, twisty road here, quite well sheltered from this cold wind. A drink station. You can see they're taking drinks. That's Leslie Watson then. Leslie Watson's looking good. She's going to make it worth her time to come and run from Hull to Grimsby. Bernie Child, 304 man. So he'll be hoping that this is the time when he sets a new personal best. Been running many years as Bernie. That was Barry Lomas of Huddersfield, 253 man, who we had quite a long shot of there. And we've got fast moving images now, thanks to Mike Baggett's quick driving. Number 116 there's Alf Wood from Grimsby. And the course now goes over the new motorway to Grimsby. This is not the preferred route anymore, except for the runners. And we're now at about 14.5 miles in 90 minutes. So these runners are outside 6-minute miles. I'm probably looking for about 2:50 as a finishing time. So coming in the shot now is Grimsby accountant John Barker, very well known. He looks in good fettle, no problem at all. Just gone through 18 miles in 1 hour 38. So he's well on pace to run a 2:30 or better. I'm sure he'll be thinking better. Next lad in shot is Paul Bassett of Stoke, 34 years of age, best time 2:22.28.
Very good.
And paratroopers officer Eric Seedhouse comes into shot, 2 para I believe, and he's running very well. David Mainsbridge comes into shot, 2:19 from Telford. Been isolated quite a lot of the race. He's tended never to run with a group, and now there appears to be quite a large gap from David Mainbridge to the next runners in front of him. So Jim Dingwall there is David Brown of Telford. So Telford have got a handy team out as well. And Jim there is probably not relishing the conditions.
19 miles pretty good.
The 19 miles mark coming up in 1:42 or thereabouts for Jim and Dave. So he's going to be under 1:50, so he's not going to be dissatisfied with this at all. Although he'd like to be further front, near the front. And I think there's almost a headwind now. It's certainly not the pleasant side or backwind anymore. And Jim's in front there. He's now taken a bit of the bashing from the wind. Suspected, everything's happened since we've been away. That's Gary Spring out in front from Luton, looking strong. He's made a slight lead there. 3 or 4 metres, he may be going away. We're coming up to 20 miles, and as usual, the marathon has produced its usual run of drama. Last time in shot, Mike Hurd had a lead of 200 metres, and now he's struggling a bit in a pack of 5. Pack of 5 runners that includes the best runner in the field, Mickey Dean of Belfast. But Gary Spring there from Luton is looking strong as well. And they're moving out, they're trying to stop any advantage from the wind, from the shielding effects. And they've got a large lead on Jim Dingwall and the other couple of runners behind. Ian Corin has disappeared off the scene. We can only assume he's dropped out. So the winner is going to come from these 5 runners, with my bets being between number 1 Mickey Dean and number 12 Gary Spring. And that's Stephen Forster there, first time we've mentioned him. He's a 2:16 man, so there's plenty of craft and experience there. We're coming to the 20-mile mark, 20 miles in 1:46.56. So they're not going to break the record today, as I predicted, but the race is going to be very interesting. The only runner I haven't identified is number 98, who is Christopher Robinson of Helston. The best time of 2:24:28. Depends where that was run. He's from Cornwall. If it was the Cornwall Marathon, which is a very tough one, he may well feature very strongly. But I still think it's between Mickey Dean and Gary Spring. Stephen Forster's also an excellent runner there. I'm not sure what sort of shape he's in. Right, so just coming to the main road, past the 20-mile mark, and there's a real battle going on there with 5 runners jockeying for position, including the veteran Michael Hurd, Mickey Dean of Belfast, Chris Robinson from Cornwall, Gary Spring from Luton, and of course we shall wait with great interest to see how that comes off. Stephen Forster there from Sunderland as well. So the next runner to come through now is number 22, David Brown of Telford, who's pulled away from Jim Dingwall. Jim Dingwall is the first local runner to come through. He's in second veteran position here now.
Go on, JD.
He's looking a little bit distressed. 7:03 here, running his first marathon. Just comes through, and he's looking okay. He's looking quite good, really. This is David Mansbridge. Then he's isolated from Telford. He's also on the wrong side of the road at the moment. And Eric Seedhouse, the second local runner. So the City of Hull have got 2 runners up there in the first 10 or 12. May yet well feature well in one of the team positions. And so the lad from Cornwall, Chris Robinson, is struggling a bit. Mike Hurd is struggling a bit. He's got a good lead for his Vets prize, but that's about all. He's not going to figure any more in this race. Mickey Dean there. Steve Forster looks good. Gary Spring looks by far the best of those 3 runners. Steve Forster looks round. Mickey Dean still there. It's down to 3. 828 stood on the line. First it was 2, then 8, then 5, now 3. And the next man to crack, well, I don't know. They look okay. Mickey Dean looks slightly the more distressed of the 3. So we'll say it's going to be between Sunderland and Luton. Steve Forster and Gary Spring. A 2:16 man and a 2:22 man. Race is developing, and it could be down. They're very similarly matched. It could be down to the ages. Gary Spring is the youngest at 26, and Ian Forster 33, Michael Dean 36. Michael Dean is now being dropped, slowly but surely. Steve Forster is looking good. Gary Spring is looking good. And I think they will dip 220 on the run-in. So there's £1,250 for the winner. of today's race. I don't think there's a record bonus possible.
This drink station.
And so we're coming up to 23 miles. Mickey Dean has picked it up. He's gone ahead. Psychologically, he's had a pickup. From looking laboured, he's now took the lead. And the two lads behind are looking calm and collected.
23 now.
This is not a race win and break by any means. 23 miles, 2 hours, 22:52. 2 hours, 2 minutes, 52. So we can make some deductions here. Our deduction is that the course record won't go. But these lads are moving very, very well indeed. They need to run 5-minute miles to break the course record. Mickey Dean is pressing on now. But he looked behind there as if to say, somebody else take it on. This is too early. I'm not going yet. And Gary Spring has hardly put a foot wrong. And Stephen Forster there. This is cat and mouse now. Over such a long race as a marathon. The runner who's mentally the most fresh will probably be victorious. We've got a good close-up shot of this race. The 1, 2, 3 of the Humber Marathon. If this were a 10-mile road race, it might be easier to predict, but this is a marathon. And this is a marathon in its final throes, the last 3 miles. Gary Spring, for the first time, is looking a little bit distressed, as is Steve Forster. They now look equally fatigued. I did say Gary Spring was looking just a little bit suspect. He just grimaced ever so slightly in the last shot, and you can see he's dropped 3 meters now. So this video's called another interesting twist to this race. And Gary Spring, I believe, is playing no further part in this race for the title of Humber Bridge Marathon Champion and the first prize of £1,250. But if he keeps running, he's got £600 due to him. So
24 miles just coming up.
24 mile mark coming up. And Gary Spring has lost it, I believe. Mickey Dean, refreshed, is on and away. Sponges being took. Yes. Stephen Forster didn't bother. He's from Sunderland. And you can see there it's between Sunderland and Belfast. Dean and Forster.
That fellow that was walking in last night's paper, please.
Really?
Are they right, the runners? They're not so close.
Mickey Dean is making an effort. Mickey Dean is trying to win this race at this point. Gary Spring is being dropped further. Stephen Forster's being dropped. Mickey Dean's going for the win. Gary Spring looks round ominously. Mickey Dean's going for it. We're into the last 2 miles. Mickey Dean, who looked the worst of the three at 21 miles, now strikes for home. The pre-race favourite, a 2 hour 15 man, has not come from Belfast for nothing. Stephen Forster, he looked to his side. He's given up. And Mickey Dean's got about 2 miles to go, which will take him 10 or 11 minutes. So he won't threaten the record, but he looks like he's going to win this race. This highly competitive race. Coming up to Healing Church, and Michael Dean is coming up the last difficult thing to negotiate, which is a slight rise in the road here at Healing, and he's built up a lead now of 60 metres, which we believe is a race winning one, but his legs all of a sudden look heavy and he looks tired. But it's very much easier to be tired in front than to be tired behind, and the fact he's in front will carry him through. Stephen Forster is losing metres.
It's 25 just coming up.
And the 25 mile mark comes up, and we can then give some accurate indication of what we think the final time will be. And well, if he could just pick this pace up, you never know. He's really got to pull it out now, but he'll be aware of that. He knows it's 2:18:53, and at 2:13:18 he's got to run inside 5-minute miles to do it. Okay. Mickey Dean then of Belfast comes through to win the Humber Bridge Marathon in just under 2 hours 20 minutes. First prize of 1250, well done, 2 hours 19:52. Well run as he received his prize there. Excellent run. Stephen Forster there of Sunderland comes through in 2 hours 20 minutes and 9 seconds. Looking tired, but well run. Last time I saw him running this he did 2:40, but he has done a 2:16 and he's turned it on today. Gary Spring, who looks so fresh at 20 miles, comes through to third place at 600 pounds, 2 hours 20 minutes and 35 seconds. The youngest of the three. So, experience one out. Got away, he's in 4th place, he's the first veteran home, he's 43 years of age, he's won this quite easily. The first vet's prize of £500 and he's run that exceptionally, under 2 hours 22, excellent run. And he looks tired, but he's run very well. First locally born man to finish, now living in Bridlington, president of Bridlington Roadrunners. Chris Robinson here has come from Helston in Cornwall. His best time before today was 2:25, so he's run a PB 2:22:22. He's looking really tired as well. Having been dropped slightly at the end there by Michael Hurd. And so we have a bit of a gap here now, and we're looking for the first North Bank club runner to finish, who we believe will be Jim Dingwall. That's runner from Telford. Looks like he's got away from Jim. Number 22. He's just finishing in just under 2:25, 2:24.57. Number 22 from Telford. Just momentarily lost, forgotten his name. Of course, was David Brown. Was that a PB for David Brown? I think it was, wasn't it? Yes, it was a PB. Well done, David. Now we're looking for Jim Dingwall. However, the next runner to finish is Eric Seedhouse of City of Hull. Eric's run a very canny race. He's come through very well. He's not run far outside his best time either. Very well run. Well done. And he looks absolutely at it. He really does look done in.
Bit dramatic, wasn't it?
Yeah. And the next runner just coming onto the field now is Jim Dingwall. Jim Dingwall is the second veteran, second runner from City of Hull AC. He's looking behind, he's running well. He's looking behind at John Barker, that's why. So Jim is just finishing now. He's looked behind again. Jimmy must be feeling desperately tired. He's looked behind twice to see where John is. He'll be pleased to see this finishing line today. 2 hours 26 and 36 seconds. John Barker's run exceptionally well. Jim looks absolutely finished today. Commiseration or congratulations from John Barker, depending which way you look at it. Two well-known local runners there. And Jim, of course, has the consolation of picking up the second Veterans Prize. So the next runner to finish is number 5, I think.
David Mansbridge.
Yeah, David Mansbridge of Telford AC. So the second Telford man's in. But remember, there's 2 City of Hull men in. In 2 hours, 28 and 42 seconds. And Sean Callaghan comes next. He didn't feature at all in most of our shots, but he's here now, and he's finishing in a very good time. 2 hours, 28 minutes and 58 seconds.
Oh, we've seen him.
Started up there.
Next runner to finish is from Olympic AC, number 15. Olympic AC's first runner.
How many wheels have? I don't know.
2, 3.
It's out of the shot, isn't it?
And so a couple of wheelchair participants come through now. Excellent. Olympic have got the third runner in, number 20, just finishing. Olympic AC from Belfast have 3 runners in. Matthew Shields 2 hours 31. 7:94. Just finishes. 7:03 first marathon, we believe, for 7:03. He featured pretty well early on. He's on 2:31. Looks quite tired. Olympic AC's fourth runners in. Olympic AC have won the team prize. So first marathon for that man, and Olympic AC take the team prize. Yeah.
That will really give them a boost in the team prize. Here they come running in together. Possibly a personal best for Steve Circle. Not quite.
So there's 3 Valley Striders in, we believe, now.
Excellent time indeed.
So number 99 finishes now. 2:34.
Patrick Walsh, Liverpool.
Patrick Walsh from Liverpool. So first marathon, is it, Patrick?
Yeah, so it's 2:25.
2:25, so a bit down as Patrick today. South Kent Harriers there, number 10.
2:22, he's
2:22.
Stephen Allman.
So Steve Ullman's a bit down on his best time, but he looks quite fresh at least. Quite enjoyed himself. The big question mark is number 27 there. Peter Russell of Romney Marsh, also South Kent Harriers. So they put a couple in there, but I don't think they've got any real backup. First team prize is gone. So Valley Striders have got 3 in. So the story of the day is a double success for Belfast, with the name of the winner, Marty Dean. And Michael Dean, should I say, and in way of the first team, Olympic AC. They easily won the first team prize, with the last man in about 14th spot or so. Next one to finish is number 33. Philip Jones of Shrewsbury, so he's come away. 2:32 man, he's had to do with 2:36 today. Now we're looking for 1 or 2 local runners who are looking for PBs. Can't see it all, can you? 28 finishes there.
Kelly, Barrow in Furness.
David Kelly of Barrow on Furness. We've seen him on some of the other shots.
AC teams in Northern Ireland, but all 5 of their finishers are their runners have actually.
So the next runner now comes through quite strongly. He's obviously looking to break. This is John Haynes of Cleethorpes. John Haynes, I don't know whether this is a PB, but it's an excellent run anyway. John Haynes has been fit, he's got himself fit for today. This is Johnny Haynes there from Cleethorpes AC. Very popular local runner. Just finishing now. Looks tired, but he's done it.
2:38
He's just outside his PB, but a good run. Number 31 now finishing. Peter Bates from Bury AC.
31.
And 21 just finishing now. Another Telford runner, so David Jackson just finishes. He's looking a bit disorientated. The marathon takes its toll again. So the next runner to finish is number 520 in 2 hours, just outside 2 hours 40. As a wheelchair competitor, just finishes number 50 in 3rd place.
Barry Cooper from
Number 46 just finishing. Bill Gardner there. And number 35, Valley Striders again. Looks like Valley Striders have closed in a team. Angelo Felicilio. Yeah, this wind has took a bit of it's certainly slowed some of the times down, which makes Michael Dean's winning time of 2:19.52 excellent, given the blustery cold conditions. And now number 34 finishing. Mike Haley. South Kent Harriers, they put 3 in now. 13, number 13. Paul Bassett there from Stoke. Yeah. Looks a bit tired.
British Marathon Runners Club athlete, runs consistently well around about the 2:35 mark. It's a little bit slow today, but I'm sure it won't be.
I'm sure it won't be. A 225 man will never be pleased with a 242. And chap lost his number there. His number 494. Valley Striders definitely closed in now, number 44. Michael Tomlinson now of Alan Tomlinson of Holton Price Road Runners, not as good as London. He's picking up a bit of a sprint here. He's obviously feeling quite fresh. Good run there. Good run to the finish. He's glad to finish. 2 hours 43:20. And he looks fresh. So, Mike, it remains to be seen what the local lads are going to do. There's quite a group there. It's time we started to see them.
Yeah, well, Alan's the first one in. I think really now, perhaps, but you're looking at 250, around 250 for the likes of Shane. The wind's taken its toll today, hasn't it?
Right. So, what was his PB before today?
245.
Yeah.
And I would guess the conditions today probably added 5 minutes on.
Yeah.
Runners of that ability, and I think you'll probably find their times will be 5 minutes down on PBs.
Really? I thought he was running better than that, but they certainly don't seem to be in sight yet, do they?
Well, 20 miles to the finish, a lot of things can happen, and people slow down, and I think that's what will happen today. I'll be interested to hear the story of Eric Seedhouse, where he took the break, because he was way behind the front pack at, 14-15 miles when we saw him?
That's right.
And he certainly picked it up later on and ended up actually in the first aid tent.
Any news of his condition then?
Yeah, I saw him leave about 5 minutes later, so I assume
he's
that
okay.
he's okay. And I'm informed that he's doing his 100k run next week.
Well, that's Eric now is getting quite a name for this, isn't he?
But whether today was good preparation, I don't know.
I wouldn't have thought so. Right, so it looks like Rod Train just coming through.
Yeah, we'll mention him earlier.
He obviously picked up to his best form. I mean, this is phenomenal, isn't it?
Rod has one pace from the moment he sets off to the moment he finishes. Very consistent runner, and he just works his way through the field in the latter stages.
Now, the runner just in front of him is
I'll pick the number out there.
we've got 800, 808. But number 49 here is Rod Train, who had well into the veteran status.
808, Ian Darley, Sheffield.
Ian Darley of Sheffield, and Rod Train went through in 2:25:28. Excellent performance, because Rod must be 45 now, is he?
About 45.
Yeah. So Rod Train's had a very good run there. And number 16. Philip Hall of Grantham.
222 man, Pete.
A 222 man, so this race has took its toll of reputations today.
Always nice to see him. Runs well. Fourth this year in the Derby Marathon, and so he ran very well at London earlier in the year, 2:22.
So number 25 just finishes from Sunderland. John Madison. Yeah. 234 man, he's suffered today. And now is Jim Rogers coming through from East Hull Harriers. Jim, who's could do with losing a few pounds to be at his best form. Jim there finishes in 2:47:16.
James Rogers from Hull, local name.
Number 725 finishes now. Some Stockport.
Was Michael Green from Stockport.
Michael Green there, of course. Personal best, number 111 from Grimsby. Looks pleased. He's pleased to be back home. Patrick Fowler there from Hyde just finishes.
2:41 then.
2:41, so he's lost 7 minutes off his PB. And a cutaway number here, number 38. Number 818, a Grimsby lad there. 465. Here's Steve Sharma now.
Oh, no, he's having a great run, is Steve. Mention him.
Steve Sharman here coming. He's under a bit of pressure for a place here, but Steve Sharman here of East Hull Harriers is doing a very good time. Number 91. Number 115 in front. Steve's getting a PB here. He's breaking 250 for the first time. 249.38.
2:56.
2:56. He took 7 minutes off his PB. So there's been a lot of training to achieve that on a day like today.
He's beat Trev Shields.
Yeah. Where is Trevor Shields?
Put it now.
Two runners finishing now. One's holding the leg muscle, so obviously in some cramp or some other problem. Number 109 there. Thanet chap come from Folkestone today. Thanet AC. Number 726 there. Peter Hill there from Dewsbury, of course.
Here she is, she's on the field now. Let's start putting our hands together.
53 here from Grimsby's just coming through as Leslie Watson just comes on the field. Leslie Watson's coming through to the finish for the first ladies' prize of £500. So Leslie Watson finishes now. So Leslie Watson there wins the ladies' race in 2:51. Did not threaten the record, of course, of 2:38, which he's won easily today. Rotherham lad just come through, number 107. Martin Masters of Sheffield and Rotherham AC there. David Weegstar from Hull there finishing. Another Valley Striders, number 18, Martin Hobson. Martin Hobson, a 2:25 man, just finishes. 2:23 man, should I say. Now we have a big gap and we're still waiting for the Shane Pages of the world. Yeah. Well, we had great hopes for Shane today. He seemed to have it steady. He seemed to be running steady. He was at 118 at halfway, and we thought there were good things going to happen. But it's a troublesome wind. At a certain pace as well. If you drop below a certain pace, I think you get cold today.
Yeah.
Which is not good for run and efficiency.
Sponsoring the Hot 100, of course, which the Humberside Marathon is part of that series this year. You can see their banners nicely displayed at the finish area here. Martin's the man who goes around the country making sure that everything goes well at all these races. Martin Miller from the London Roadrunners Club.
There's another Grimsby lad, I believe, finishing, number 162. Another Valley Striders. Valley Striders have been out in force today. 661. Interestingly, one of the City of Hull, possibly Hull's premier running club, have only got 2 runners in so far. So there's quite a gaggle of runners here now. Number 108. East Hull Harriers are putting more runners up now than City of Hull. How many East Hull are in? Is that 3 or 4?
Yeah, 4 I think.
Yeah.
Just give a few more in until we get the...
So where are our middlemen, I wonder?
At the end, I think.
Yeah.
Not in the middle.
So now the question is, will another City man get in under 3 hours? Gordon Gibson got in under 3 hours in a memorable piece of videotape history a few years ago. You remember that, do you?
No, I don't.
Rob was commentating, and it was like the combined forces of ITV and BBC put together.
He opened his legs and showed his class, did he, Pete?
And words to a similar effect. And so there's just, as the seconds tick by, do we see Shane Page coming into the picture? Three more runners here. None of them have local vests on. One runner here is finishing with an almighty sprint for which there is no response. Number 164 finishes in a blaze. 164 there, 105. Another East Hull runner, putting City of Hull to shame here, as have Grimsby, who've also had a number of runners in.
Give you the official winning time by the winner, who was Martin Dean, remind you, 2:19.51 the winning time. So this is the course record, and the prize that goes with that, which a very, very creditable time indeed. In fact, I think the third fastest that we've had over the 9 years. Very fastest time that we've had over the course. The ladies' winners' time, Leslie Watson, 2:51.33.
Not to bring you on out, I'll wait for the 3 hours.
You had the third fastest.
And so, as the time ticks by, we're getting quite chilly here. This wind has taken its effect.
2 hours 35.
So most of the results are wrapped up now. It's just about personal battles people have with their own expectations and limitations. And there'll be a lot of limitations going on now, with certain runners we think may have stopped. Would you think Shane might drop out? Mike, is that a thing he does or not?
No, he doesn't drop out, and I hope he buys this video as well, Pete, because the number of times he's got mentioned, if it was royalties, he'd be a rich man by now, I think.
I think I see him. Do I see him? Or is that Jack Hill? Is that Jack Hill in front? No, it's Shane.
This is Shane.
This is Shane.
Is he walking?
Is he going to break 3 hours? Is Shane going to break 3 hours? We ask ourselves. It's an awful long way. The seconds are ticking by. Is he going to break 3 hours? Shane has suffered tremendously here. The third City of Hull runner to finish. Yes, he's done it. And he's broken a 3 hour mark.
Living in Hull and having a drink, got to go back again. You get what you said. 119. We just beat the 3 hour mark. Magic 3 hours.
What are you trying to do? I was going to take it off, that was all.
I'm going in there, show you the Mars bar as well.
What do you want to do? Switch it off.
So you can see the other side, what awaits the runners as they finish. The medal, the official pat on the back, and we have all the other video photographers here as well. Going back round, we then have yet another grateful finisher, number 132, a Grimsby runner.
think we have our second ready now, do we? In the green and white there, June Cooper from Imperial Athletic Club then, just coming in down about 50 metres to go now. Best time of 2:47. I know we do two really athletes today. Should be very, very pleased to finish in a very, very good second place. June Cooper from Imperial Athletic Club in Harrogate. The presentations will take place about 10 minutes back here, and about 2:15. I just need to say that you can't still go back all around. It's a good round of applause as they come in, so I'm sure you will do.
So Rob, the Humber Marathon, you've been watching the event. What have you made of City of Hull's performance today?
Well, I thought, given that we didn't have a lot of runners out, I think that everybody's performed pretty well under the circumstances. I mean, I know the times are a little bit down on what we would have expected, but I think given the conditions, I don't think you could have expected people to run much better than that. Everybody gave, well, everything they had to give. You could tell that by the finishing straight.
Yeah.
3 runners under 3 hours. I suppose, in retrospect, it doesn't sound a very good figure, but every one of those three runners, I think, run as well as they could possibly have expected to do today.
What
given
about
the
Eric's
circumstances.
run? I mean, he was quite badly at the end, wasn't he?
That's right. Well, I saw Eric on several occasions during the route. When I first saw Eric, he was well up the field. He was trying to take the second pack back towards the leading two runners, Corin and Herd, at the early stages. When we then saw Eric again at about 11-12 miles at Thornton Curtis, he was suffering, or he appeared to be suffering, because the second pack had come through past him and he dropped off. Later on, however, we see Eric coming back. I saw Eric again at 24.5 miles and he's with Jim again. And then, of course, he's had obviously a tremendous gutsy finish. Let's hope he hasn't paid for it, because I understand he's got 100k next weekend.
Not very wise, I would suggest.
Well, perhaps it's what we would call sprint training. I mean, 100k is a bit different in distance.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, he must have taken a lot out of himself, but a very gutsy run.
Where did he and Corin drop out?
I didn't actually see him drop out, but I know he, I mean, when I last saw Corin properly, it was at 12 miles, and he was up with Herd. What I understand had happened immediately after that was that Herd had made a break and got away from Corin at that particular stage. By 18 again, Herd had been swallowed up in that leading pack. Now, where Corin dropped out, I can't really say at this stage.
We must give absolute praise to Herd's run at nearly 44 years of age.
I think
21.
I think it's an outstanding run when you think of first of all the age, but certainly you think of the conditions today. To try to judge this race very finely today must have been a very hard thing to do.
I thought they went out too hard, those two, at the start.
Yes, I did. Myself and Laurie Jones were under the opinion when we saw them at 6 that neither of those two would be the winner. But having said that, I mean, it's still a very good run by Herd.
We should give this gentleman 100% applause. He's walked all the way, walking sticks.
That's a superb. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about personal achievement.
Has he walked all this from yesterday, is he? Or
I've no idea how long it's taken.
I think he's started off yesterday to walk this route, and he's finished today. He's an inspiration to anybody.
He is, isn't he? I mean, that's what it's all about. It's all about making the most of your own talents and your own abilities.
Yeah. Well, Rob, thank you very much indeed.
Okay. Peter, I've enjoyed watching.
It's been excellent. Thank you.
So, have you got Jim's keys, car keys? I'll give him his keys.
Is he in the park?
Yeah.
I'm going to have one.
I'll see you later.
I'll park there with you.
I've got a great shot machine.
It's quite a few runners coming in at the moment, so... Have you seen the video on the... No, just leave it. Alright.
watching from home. It's a good lady. And the kind of season seems to be on, I see.
Where's he gone?
I've not stopped because it wasn't just slightly second and then what. So I thought rather than confused, and so I went to the back. Yes, the back was open. That was fine. Okay. And what I said to say is right, take it off. Great. No, that's fine. That's right. Yeah, I can take this down to the way. Just in front. I'll take it out, man. Okay. Good lad. We've got a slight problem. We're going into Rugby League in 4 minutes, 5 minutes time. And you haven't done the presentation. Now we don't need the broadcast presentation. We want the presentation broadcast. Yeah. We need to get it done very quickly. Okay.
finished then?
First one of these secure. Don't let it go with it, please. You start. Got one short gap. The timekeepers finished the sheet one before us because there was a bit of an hiccup.
You slid through there. Through it, straight across.